Okay. All right, I think I'm recording. Yes. Okay, so anyways, I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm Monica with Anywhere But Here Travel, and our travel agency is located in Linwood, Washington, which for those of you who are not in this area, it is just north of Seattle. So what did we say, like 20, 30 minutes north of Seattle? And we would love to, share. And well, the reason why we're doing this is because we just love Italy and we love travel. And we wanted to share this opportunity with our clients and just give them something to dream about while we're waiting for things to open up and be able to travel again. So, that's just something fun that we're starting out to try. This is actually our first cooking class. We've had other events that were more destination specific. We'll send you an invite to those after this presentation is over. I just want to introduce some of our team members here. And Andrea King is our CEO and awesome travel agent. She is also our Italy expert. You will probably hear from her a lot tonight. Yeah.
Hi. Oh, she's muted.
She's muted.
Oh, hi. I was muted. See what happens?
No worries.
Hi.
But I hope that she and Aldo will share some interesting little tidbits about Italy while we're cooking. And then also Tia Gruel is here as well. She is our awesome office manager and awesome travel agent as well. She's over there on my screen, but I don't know where she is on your screen.
Here I
am. And then we have one more agent in our office who is not able to join us tonight, and that is Kara. But you'll see her lovely face like in our newsletters and stuff like that. So I think that's it. Is there anything, Andrea, that you want to talk about before we hand it over?
I just one more time, and if you guys have all heard this, I apologize, but if you haven't said where you're from, or even if you want to get in the chat and just let us know where you're from. And I personally would love to know I know Karen, I think it was Karen that mentioned she had been and she was at a cooking class, but I'd love to hear from any of you. If you've been to Italy, give us a thumbs up. Yes, I've been to Italy. I want this to be as interactive as, okay, I got Willie. Woo!
I see Willie.
So I just want to be interactive and have a good time. So, definitely let us know in the chat what's going on, what you're thinking. That's what we're here for. We're here to have a good time. And Aldo and I, I'm sure as he's doing this, I'll try not to talk too much about Italy, but it really is my passion. And so it's hard for me not to talk so much about Italy. But Aldo really is the shining star tonight because he's joining us. And you can tell, obviously, he's Italian. Don't tell anybody, but yeah. And he's going to show us, a really great recipe for cooking and keep us in love with Italy while we are impatiently waiting for things to just calm down so we can get back there. I can get my tours started again and start bringing people back there to cook and drink. So that's what we're waiting for. So take it away, Aldo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me switch the screen over so you're the highlight. Hold on here. I believe this will work.
Awesome.
Does everybody see Aldo now?
We all see Aldo.
Yeah. And so if you could just all do me a favor and just remain muted unless you have a question and want to interject. We're open to having a lot of participation, but I know sometimes the background noise gets distracting. So if you just, stay muted until you have something that you want to ask and jump in. So, all right, Aldo, thank you so much for having us. We're excited to cook.
Well, thank you, for hosting this cooking class. I mean, it's definitely something different. And, you guys, for the people that we're going to cook with me, if you have any things or, questions as we go along, please let me know. And also any other person, if they have, questions, feel free, of course, to ask. I'm going to move my screen so you can see the ingredients that we're going to start. Just a little information about this dish. This is a very typical pasta dish from the region of Puglia, which is the heel of the Italian boot. And this pasta, it's done by hand. Usually, I mean, if you go to Puglia, you'll see these, old ladies that are just making in front of their door, like this old pasta, with the shape that I'm going to show you. And they spend, the whole day making this fresh pasta. And a lot of people at home do it. I mean, it's really not that complicated, but of course, it's an art that, has been going along for a lot of years. So this is a very kind of local, but it became so popular because it's so good. So you can find in a lot of different parts of Italy right now. Not too much, I mean, in North America yet. So this is why this recipe, I think, is the perfect one because it's very, very easy, but it's still something that when you will cook it for your friends and for your guests, they'll be impressed because most likely they didn't have it this before. So this is why this orecchiette pasta with cime di rapa is just, the perfect recipe, very easy for you to learn, and you're gonna look great in front of your friends. So I'm gonna move my screen now so you can see all the ingredients that I have. So here we have the extra virgin olive oil. Okay, these are the anchovies. If people don't like the anchovies, they can also skip it or just put maybe a little bit. There's, fresh garlic. There's a sausage. This is also optional, but some people like it to do it with the sausage. And this is the orecchiette pasta. Do you see? So orecchiette here, and so this is how they are. And so when you have the fresh pasta, people with their thumb, they do like this, and they give it this special shape, and they do this like countless times. And they make this pasta shape, okay? So that's the orecchiette. You can find this pretty much very easily, throughout the United States on every major store. So it's really not complicated to find this. And after I have sea salt, boiling water here, and a pan. So basically, this is really all you need. You don't need much. And the king of the dish is the rapini. Okay, so we call it Cime di Rapa, but in here we call them rapini or broccoli rabe. And this is how they look like. So out of this, we basically are gonna take the leaves. Okay, so you're taking this part because this is what we're gonna cook. And you discard this, stem here. So when you have a big bunch of it, you just take the leaves off. And I already actually did this job, as you can see. I took them all the leaves, and of course, the main flower. So the main flower is what you want to keep. And you take also this off as such. Okay, so you take this one off. Now you're gonna have like this big stem here. So you can discard this if you want. However, when I was in Puglia a few years ago, there was this lady when I was assisting her, in the kitchen, and she told me actually no, you can eat this one, but because this, let's say the skin here of the stem is actually pretty hard, you need to do something like this. I mean, you need to take this skin off, okay, like this, and if you take it off, you're gonna have what's inside. And what's inside actually is pretty tender. So if you have the time to do this, it's just something that I recommend you to do because this inside the stem here is very tasteful. It's tender and it's very good. So you're gonna add much more to your pasta. So this is it. And this is, see, it's flexible, it's very tender, it's nice. So, and this one cooks very easily. If you don't do this and you cook it and you put it inside like this, it's not gonna work. And as you can see, I mean, just by the feeling, this is just much harder. Okay, so I already did this. I mean, it takes a long time. Again, unfortunately, not everybody does it because it just takes too long. But if you have time with friends and family, you can just start a little chat and basically just take your time and talk about life and while you're cleaning your rapini. That's what we do. So now we have to put the salt, okay? If it is. Here you go. So it always depends how much salt, how much water you have, but I usually do a handful. Okay, there's not much water in here, so just one handful will be perfectly enough. The more water you have, the more, of course, salt you need to add into the water. That goes without saying. So while the water is boiling, we're now gonna do a little bit of preparation in the pan here. So our extra virgin olive oil, it's the base, not too much, okay, but just enough to basically cover the bottom of the pan like such, okay. And I'm gonna turn the fire, gentle fire. When you have olive oil, you don't want the fire to be too high, okay? You don't want to burn things. You want to cook things, so you don't want to burn them. And also, the olive oil doesn't really like high temperature, so for sure you don't want to smoke. So what we're gonna add in here is the garlic, a fresh garlic. So I just crush the garlic here, okay? And I'm gonna take the skin off. Okay, so this is the skin off. And one other thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open this like in half. And you see that inside, I'm gonna take another piece because this one actually doesn't see very well, but I wanna show you something that it is nice to remember when you have the garlic. You wanna take the inside part of the garlic off. We call this part in Italy, we call them the anima, the soul, okay? So I don't know if you can see, but inside here, there is this part, okay, inside here. Okay, this is actually, we don't really digest that very well, so it is always a good thing just to take it off. This is called the anima. So you take off this part, okay, in this case we have it here. Usually it's green, sometimes it's green, so you can easily identify it. So we are in the habit of taking this off. I mean, I got this from my mom, and she got it from her mom. So, you know, it's something that I always do, but I think it's a good thing to have. So I'll just put some garlic. If you like a lot of garlic, of course, you're gonna put more, but you know, this is good enough for me. You know, the garlic.
Hey, Aldo.
Yes.
We have a question from somebody, and they asked if there's a different kind of pasta that can be used.
Yes, basically any kind of pasta you want. Ideally, you want to have like not the spaghetti, for example, you know, short kind of pasta, but you can use anything. Absolutely. I mean, rigatoni, you know, penne, for example. I mean, you can use that pasta as well. If you don't find the orecchiette, any pasta will be perfect. Yeah, absolutely. So here, while I let the garlic brown, okay, always gentle heat, okay, remember, we don't want to burn things. So this is just going to start frying just a little bit. You want to give some color, some to the garlic and some taste to the oil. That's really the only things that we're doing right now. And in the meantime, another ingredients that we're going to add is the anchovies. So, you know, I like this taste, so I put maybe 3. Okay. Because I like it, I'm going to put all of it, but you know, it really depends on you. I mean, on your taste and if you like it or if you don't like it. But I think it's a very mild taste. I mean, it smells fishy, but at the end, when you put it into a dish, it actually turns into something very mild. So, it just dissolves and it just adds something into your dish without really being overwhelming.
I have to
Hey,
say,
Aldo. Oh,
I was going to say, I have to say that I have not been an anchovy fan, and you don't taste anchovy in this dish. It just
No.
makes it, it gives it a good taste, but it doesn't give it a fishy taste.
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
My daughter was watching me prepare the ingredients and she's like, ew, what are you putting in there? And then she devoured it after the fact. But
Yeah, it is a typical reaction, but once people get used to it and people try, I mean, at least just try. I see a lot, I heard about a lot of people that start using anchovies from
yeah.
that moment on because it's pretty nice. So another thing, this is another thing that is optional. Okay, is the sausage. The original recipe does not call for sausage. However, over the years, it's something that a lot of people even in Italy have put into this recipe, so you may find it. And if you don't want to have this vegetarian dish, then you want to add something else, then you can use the sausage. So the way I do it, it's just I take the skin off. So I'll cut it like this. Okay, so and I'm gonna just put like the little pieces here. So I'm gonna take this, the skin off, so it's just gonna be easier to cook. And I'm just gonna add these little pieces in here. Okay?
Hey, Aldo, just
Yes.
quick thing, and I guess kind of a question, but I'm just curious mostly. So my mom actually used to make this dish for me. She married an Italian man and learned how to cook.
Yes.
When she was younger, and she kept it going as she got older. She used to make, rapini, and she'd put sausage in it most of the time. And I found that with the sausage, it actually helped to cut the bitterness of the rapini a little bit. Is that why people started doing it, or is that just?
It is possible. Honestly, I don't know the origin. I think it's, sausage, especially in the South, killing the pig is something very common. So
Yeah.
it is possible that, sometimes at some point, killing the pig and making all the sausage and all those cuts, they just decided to add into the pasta. So that's what I think. The really original, the origin of these traditions, I don't know it. But you're definitely right. It's just, you're gonna cut that little bitter taste, and it depends how your sausage is made. But I think it's a very nice touch, in my opinion.
I agree. Yes.
Yeah. So here
I'm a little bit behind you, Aldo. I'm still need to add my sausage, but I wanted to ask
No, that's okay.
because I chopped up my garlic, minced it up. Is that
That's
okay too?
No, yeah, that's fine. You can. Some people don't like to have the garlic inside, and they like to take it off. At some point, I'm gonna take it off. Sometimes I leave it. It really, it's up to you. Yeah. So usually, if I'm by myself, I would keep it. But in this case, I'm gonna have other guests, so I'll just take it off just in case. So I'll wait for you, because here I'm just gonna show you how we're basically browning the sausage. Again, very gentle heat. We're not burning anything, we're just cooking, okay? And this is going, while this is going, we're going to put our rapini into the boiling water. And this is gonna last really a few minutes, okay? Because the leaves, of course, are very thin. This is pretty tender. So this is just gonna cook in a few minutes. Plus, we're gonna add this into the pot, into the pan here, so it's gonna keep cooking, okay? So this is just gonna take a few minutes. And I'm adding this into the water. Okay, so this is going. And we're not gonna drain the water. We're gonna keep this water, because in this water, that's gonna take like that green color and also the taste of a little bit of the taste of this, of the rapini, that's where we're gonna cook the pasta. So we're gonna reuse the water to cook the pasta. Are you catching up? Are you catching up
Yeah.
with me?
I just put my rapini in the water, so yeah.
Awesome. Beautiful.
My sausage is not quite cooked yet, but that's the only thing.
That's okay.
Okay.
It's gonna take some time. So as long as you put it in there, it's fine.
Okay.
How's
Great.
everyone else doing? Let's do a quick check-in.
Sure.
Let me get some thumbs up at least. I know you guys are all cooking, but maybe a thumbs up just to let me know you got it. Of course, I'm trying to look. Okay, so we have a question. Is there a preference to using sausage in the link versus pre-ground sausage? That's a great question as well.
No, I mean, if you have the one that it's already that is ground and there's no casing, I mean, you can use that one as well. Again, it's just, you know, it's a matter of preference at this point. I mean, there's no really, I mean, the original recipe does not call for the sausage. So at this point, we're free basically to do whatever we want. Yeah.
That's a regular Italian fashion.
Yeah, but you know, the beautiful of cooking is that you come up, I mean, you start from a recipe and after you adjust it to your taste, I mean, ultimately you're the one that's gonna eat it, right? So you're the one that, you know, is gonna decide what's good or what's bad.
Yeah, I'm actually using, and hopefully this isn't like a terrible thing, but I'm actually using chicken sausage instead of
Yeah,
pork sausage.
absolutely, absolutely. I mean, whatever works for you. I mean, there's no objections to that.
Yeah, I think pork is the one that's mostly used, but yeah, I
Yes.
find that there's good flavor in chicken too, so why not?
Yeah, that's okay, no problem.
I'm using the chicken sausage too.
Oh,
Are
really?
you?
Yeah, because it's
Okay, chicken lovers
on my
here.
cleanse. I'm not supposed to have like pork. You know, like it's just supposed to have.
Okay.
It's supposed to be like, you know, grass-fed beef and things like that. I mean, I'm just trying my best to stay within my my instructions. That's all.
Yeah.
You're doing great.
And as you can see from my pan here, see the anchovies is totally dissolved. You don't see it anymore. It's melted in the oil. It's mixed with the sausage. And I can guarantee you that is not, definitely not gonna be an overwhelming taste in this dish. It's guaranteed.
Good. Okay. Don't go off, please.
Okay, so now this is basically my rapini are basically cooked, okay? So what I'm gonna do is, again, I'm gonna leave the water in there, but I'm gonna take them off, drain the water a little bit. You can leave a little bit of water, I mean, okay, it's not really a problem if you add it, I mean, it's gonna evaporate. But always gentle heat, okay? Always gentle heat, that's very important.
So it's definitely a very quick boil of this. I mean, I think that was 3-4 minutes, right? So.
Yeah, are you following me, Monica?
She's there.
She's there. Okay, so just we're gonna add this and just mix it a little bit. And while we're doing this, is our final step will be just to put the pasta into the same water here. Okay. As soon as you put the pasta, you want to stir it, otherwise the pasta will stick. So you just stir it a little bit. And this is going to be the final stage of this dish, because once the pasta is cooked, we're just going to put it a little bit of the pasta into this sauce. And we're going to be done. I mean, the other things that you want to add, if you want, is just some grated cheese, like Parmesan cheese on top of it. And that's according to your taste. So one other little trick that I want to, give you is when you cook pasta sauce, after a few minutes that you're cooking pasta, the pasta is going to release some starch, okay? And this starch, we love all our sauces like to be a little creamy, right? But at the same time, we don't want to add any real cream, okay, or something that is fat. So the trick is to use the water that you're cooking the pasta with, and because the pasta will release the starch, and when you put the starch, this water full of starch into your sauce, then the starch is going to come out. It's going to create that little creamy cream that's going to make your sauce creamy. And that's what you want. Okay, so we need to wait a little bit until the pasta releases the starch. So towards the end, we're going to add a little bit of this pasta water into our sauce. And that's something that you have to do, in my opinion, with every sauce that you're cooking. It's just a nice touch to have a creamy sauce without adding any fat content.
I really love that tip. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
That's a good tip for lots of things.
For a lot of things, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Any questions while the
Yeah.
pasta is cooking?
Aldo, so I'm doing gluten-free pasta. Does it still give the, extra starch in the water for the sauce?
Yeah. Yes. So just right before taking the pasta off, when you see that the pasta is very al dente, is a very firm to the bite. That's when you can put some water into the sauce. We're gonna take the pasta off the water when the pasta is really firm to the bite, because we're gonna still keep cooking it into the pan, okay? So you don't want it to have it very well done. Actually, it's the opposite. Plus, that that when you take the pasta off the water, it doesn't mean that the pasta stops cooking. It's still very hot and the pasta keeps cooking. So always take that into consideration. When you take the pasta off, there's still a cooking process going on. So you want to take it that is very firm. So once you serve it, then it's going to be perfect. So, take that always into consideration. So in our case, even more, because it's going to be inside the pot that is hot in the sauce. So it's going to cook even more.
So Aldo, if we were doing this with you in person in Italy, or with, with one of your friends or family members and doing a cooking course, or cooking class, we'd probably make the pasta, right?
Yes.
We'd make the fresh pasta. And you have to cook that a little bit less time, right, than what we're using today.
Yeah.
Okay.
And actually, the family here that is hosting me, these very good friends of mine, they make their own pasta quite often. So we did it while I'm here. It's
all right.
Nice. And at the end, it's very easy. You just it's very few ingredients, very easy to do. But it's something that it's a very nice kind of a team building family activity or friends activity. It's just very fun. So it's something that I suggest everybody to try at least once. Really.
I agree. I did it a lot in the cooking classes that I go to in Italy when I take a group. And at first it was so overwhelming. I'm like, we're gonna make pasta? Like it just seems like a very big deal. But then like, I've got friends, and what do you mean we're gonna make pasta? It's flour and water, we're fine. And it's really quick. You lay it out, dry it, it's ready to go.
Exactly.
So.
Or sometimes, you put also the eggs, but not more than that. Those are the ingredients, that's it. And some salt. It's really, and it's something that you basically, if you think about it, these are the ingredients that you have already at home, most likely. So, it's just the perfect things to do.
That's true.
Especially now, unfortunately, in our COVID time, that we have time to do these things, take advantage of, this disaster situation and
Absolutely.
make the best out of it and make pasta.
Why not? Just make pasta.
Exactly.
And Randy's asking if she can make the pasta a day ahead. I'm gonna say yes. Aldo, you chime in too.
Yeah, definitely you can. Make sure that if you don't use the dough, to put it in the plastic wrap, so there's no air going inside, because that air is gonna create a crust, and then it's gonna basically mess it up with your dough. So just keep it sealed into a plastic wrap, and you can save it. You can put it in the fridge, and it's fine. Some people even put it in the freezer. But I mean, even if you cook the pasta once it's dry, I mean, you can keep it for quite some time. My pasta is still way too much, bro. So I have to wait still a few more minutes. But I can take questions.
Good. Hi. Ow, that's hot. Okay, so give me an example of how you want. I know you say al dente, but not. Well, maybe it's just me. I did not know what al dente really meant when I heard that term when I first started going to Italy. So give me an example of what it should feel like.
I don't know. It's like, if you put it between your teeth, you need to put a little bit of pressure, and you hear like, I mean, like, a little pressure before you cook it. If it's really like really easy, too easy, it's overcooked.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
It's really too hard that you really need to bite hard. Then you need to wait a little bit more. It needs to be right there in the middle.
Okay. Got it.
It's very difficult to explain, but I hope I did the best I could.
You did a fantastic explanation, Aldo. Thank you. All right.
I was gonna say, like, having the right tools is really important. I went ahead and bought this little strainer thing. It's awesome. Yeah.
This is just a few dollars that you can buy pretty much everywhere, especially like Asian store, and it's you use it with everything. It's just so awesome. Well, I'm gonna add. See, now I know that this water has some starch in it, right? So I'm just gonna start adding a little bit of water with this starch in here in the sauce, because I want that starch to be released into it. So it's gonna be like a little creamier. It's gonna take a little bit of time, but I saw briefly like a question. Someone said something that's so funny, Karen said, "I love how Italian cooking is so forgiving. Nothing is ever a problem." Yes, nothing is ever a problem. We can fix everything.
Yes, it's fantastic.
Love.
And no matter what, I mean, most likely, even if you make a mistake, you're gonna end up with something that is nice. As long as you start from very good ingredients, can't really go wrong. I mean, you cannot go wrong.
That's a good point.
Another suggestion is when you put the water in the pasta, I always suggest you put not too much, the salt in the water, not too much salt, because you can always add salt, but to take it off, that's kind of complicated. So it's always better to taste it. Okay, so you taste the water. You taste the pasta, and if you feel that there's just not enough, then you're gonna add. So you can always add, but it's difficult to take it off. So remember that. So I'm slowly adding, as you can see, some water in here while the pasta is cooking.
And Aldo, while we're doing this, another really great question as far as the veggies are concerned. So the rapini, I know you can't always find rapini.
Yes.
Well, we found it actually fairly easily, but it depends on where you live and everything. You can't necessarily find it easily all the time. What is a good alternative to use?
Yeah, in my opinion, the best alternative would be Swiss chard.
Okay.
It's something that you probably can. I mean, you should be able to find the Swiss chard everywhere.
Yeah.
Even easier than the rapini, and I think it has a nice consistency. The same way of cooking it, you just drop it in the water for a few minutes, and you take it out. So I tried it with Swiss chard when I couldn't find the rapini. And I think it worked very well. I mean, I was very happy with the results. So that would be my second choice.
Okay. And you have a third choice just for fun?
Spinach.
Spinach. Okay.
Yeah, I'll put that in third position.
Yeah. But for these veggies, those are two, like, chard, and the rapini, it's a hearty vegetable. So it's like with spinach, it's going to get soft so quickly. So
Very quick, very quick. So I'm going to start taking the pasta off, okay? And I'm going to add it in here. And I'm going to finish this cooking process inside here with the sauce and the rapini. We're 6 people here tonight at home, so I'm making a lot of it.
I'm sure they don't mind that you're cooking for them.
No, they don't. You're gonna have a little bit of water inside this pasta too, and that's definitely okay, because like I said, you want a little bit of water into the sauce, so it's fine if it's a little watery. And we're gonna take, that will go away. So we're basically in the final stages of this, and I'm mixing this. Okay, the pasta will keep absorbing also the liquid. And this is done. I'm gonna try to find.
It's like 40 minutes and we have an authentic Italian dish that looks and smells amazing. I'm sure it's going to taste amazing as well.
Donna Gratatina.
You have dinner. Did you add enough water to cover the bottom of the pan? I'm assuming she's talking about the pan that you're in right now, obviously. Yes, I would say you did.
Yeah, absolutely. So still the pasta is still cooking. I took it out that it was very, very, very firm. So, just finishing this here. The pasta is still gonna absorb also the water. And that's basically the final stage of this dish.
Now, how much cheese do you put on top? And do you do it now or when you serve it?
I usually do it when I serve it.
Okay.
Yeah, I usually gonna do it when I serve it. If you want to add some here, I mean, you definitely can.
All right. And so just a reminder for everybody, this is a dish that comes from the Apulia region, which is kind of the heel right over in that area, right? I'm not gonna think. Yeah. I know Karen had mentioned, I hope it was Karen. I think it was Karen had mentioned she did a cooking class in Florence.
Yep, that was me.
Okay, good. And what did you cook?
Oh my gosh, we made a panzanella salad. We made ravioli, fresh ravioli with spinach and ricotta, amazing, and sage butter. And then we made chicken cacciatore, which we have probably made a dozen times since we've been home. It's fantastic.
I love
and
that you brought it.
tiramisu. Yeah, it was the best day.
Awesome.
So great.
Aldo, your food looks amazing. I don't know that my food looks as good as yours, but I might have to come over there and eat. No.
That's the final version. You just can add a little bit of olive oil if you want, or just the cheese, and you just serve it.
That is really so easy. We did that in 40 minutes, and that's with instructions.
Yeah.
You can make
And
it.
that's going slow. So this is something that you can do much, much faster.
Aldo, you did such a great job. I'm going to clap for you. I so appreciate you.
Thank you, Aldo. My stove fan came on, so it's going to be super loud for me right now, but thank you.
You're welcome.
Where is everybody at? Let me just see if I can see these. Let's see, I know Randy was watching. Willie, were you cooking with us? Or watching? You're muted.
Escapado. No, è buono, è tanta.
Can you unmute yourself, Willie?
I can,
Or can you unmute him?
yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back to the gallery view.
Okay, here's Willie. Are you cooking with us, right?
Oh yeah, I see Willie.
But I got a business call, and so I had a big interruption in the middle.
Oh, well,
And
hopefully you're able to follow with the
mother-in-law,
recipe.
who lives with us and is 92 and has dementia.
Oh, so no, don't put him in charge.
So I've missed half of it, but I didn't enjoy I hope that if I get one of these again, I'll be able to see the whole thing.
Well, we
Yeah.
recorded it for you, so you'll be able to watch it. Yes.
Great.
Yes, and we're definitely going to do more of these. Aldo has been so kind to offer his time, again, and just share the love of Italy with us crazy Italy people that want to get back there while we're waiting impatiently to go back. So, Aldo, again, thank you so much for your time. Looks like everybody's finishing up. I think we should just stay on for a few more minutes here for any other questions. Everybody's eating and quiet. That's a good thing.
No, it was great. So I have photos of what I cooked. I'll share these later, but I don't know if you can see. Hold on.
I think looks great.
Where'd you go?
Oh, that's you. That's Aldo's. That's mine. Where is it? There it is.
Awesome.
Oh,
And then my gluten-free.
There you go.
It's hard for me to move my laptop, so.
Perfect.
if anybody else can share their creation, I'd love to see it. Let's keep cooking in there.
All right. Now mine's gluten-free as well. Let's see if you can see mine.
I see it.
That?
Yeah, with the
Mine's
penne.
gluten-free for my son. He's gonna come and pick up half of it tonight.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it. I love it so much.
Looks
Thank
like
you.
Carla was finishing up.
Yeah.
Randy's excited about the next one, I think, is what she's saying.
Cheers.
And then Karen said, thank you, ladies, and Aldo. Oh, I appreciate you're going to look us up and, just keep us in mind. If you're going to travel next time, just, keep us in mind. Just give us a call and we can see if we're going to be a good fit and we can help you out, right?
Andrea, can you put our contact information in the chat for people?
Sure. So, and this is definitely not about me. This is about Aldo and teaching us how to make this wonderful dish.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely want to share that I am a lover of Italy, and I think a lot of you are as well. And I love it so much that I basically force people to go with me in a group. Not really force, but I have a group. I would say we do it every year, but unfortunately we didn't do it this year. That we go out and we cook and we drink wine and we see Italy and we see all the beauty of the country. And I just love traveling with other people that also have that love for Italy, or even first timers who, are having that dream of going. So just please keep us in mind for something like that, or, use me for my expertise. I've been to Italy 15 times. I've cooked there several times, although I'm not a great cook, but that's what we have Aldo and other people for. And yeah, I would just love to help you get there and really experience Italy for what it is, again, when they're ready to have us back.
Yes.
Yeah, and we have like a little sample itinerary that we'll email out to everybody as well as the recording. So just to kind of keep your dreams alive. Tia?
Aldo, Randy wants to know, do you have a special pick of olive oil that you prefer for your own cooking?
Ooh, good
So the
question.
one that yeah, so you want to make sure that it's actually being produced in Italy. I mean, that's the one that I like. Of course, a Greek will say that the Greek one is the best one. And a Spaniard will just advocate for the Spanish oil. But so as far as the Italian one, the one that I buy, I think is available throughout the US is the Partana. And it's 100% made in Sicily, and it's just a good one. It's not very cheap, but at the same time, it's not super expensive. It's priced right. So it's a red big can, Partana from Sicily.
What about this oil? Aldo from Costco. This is mine. Is it good? It says it's made from oils from Portugal, Tunisia, Italy, and Greece.
It's a combination of everyone.
Yeah.
This is the one.
There we go. I'm taking a screen print of it for you.
Partana. Okay.
Yeah, the thing, I mean, this one is the one that I like.
Aldo's favorite is Partana. Is that 2 N's? I missed it.
I've got a screen print of it. I will share it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, well, should we open up for any questions or other questions? I guess we've been asking questions the whole time, but
Yeah. And if you guys have your dishes, do you want to show it to the camera? We'd love to see that. But yeah, any other questions? Otherwise, it's time to eat, I think.
heck yeah, it is.
Anyone? Everybody's muted?
Everybody's ready to eat. They're like, okay, let's eat some food. So, and I'm with you. So thank you so much, Aldo.
Cheers, Randy.
I appreciate you for hanging out with us and showing our clients the potential clients. And yeah, that's it. So Monica, unless you have anything else to say, I'm gonna go eat.
Yeah, I don't have anything. I really appreciate everybody who joined us, and I so appreciate Aldo. Thank you so much. And we look forward to the next one, which is on November 14th. It's a Saturday
14th.
afternoon.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay.
With the pasta la puttanesca.
Different recipe. Exactly.
Very good one.
I'll be there.
Yay!
Looking forward to
Yay!
it.
Thanks,
All right.
guys.
All right. Have a great
Bye,
evening.
everybody.
Thank you, Aldo.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye-bye.